Hi, everyone. Really good to be here. I am a couple months post hysterectomy surgery, and I'm starting to feel like actually strong, not like recovered, but strong again. So, we're gonna have some fun today and play around, doing some vinyasa and some sun salutations because it is the summer solstice today. It is the brightest day of the year and the longest daylight hours. And what a wonderful way to celebrate is by moving the body, and enjoying and inviting this sun, this Surya into our life. So have an amazing practice. Let's move. We'll start in a child's pose. So somebody recently told me that my 75-minute long classes are too long. I should make them shorter. So we're going to see what happens today. Might be a little shorter, maybe just a 60-minute class, but I hope you have a good time. All right. Forehead to the mat, knees nice and wide. Point your toes back and stretch your arms out in front of you. Rest your forehead onto the mat and just rock it from side to side. So we've spoken about Sukhasthiram Asanam, so allowing the practice to be steady and sweet. Or thinking about it from a place of effort and ease. So when we get into the quiet moments, really getting still so that the nervous system can recalibrate. And we can invite the highs and the lows where the nervous system is activated and then downregulated and then activated again. Take two more really long exhales where your ribcage kind of sinks towards the floor and you can feel the upper back body start to stretch and get a little longer. Good. Press down through your fingertip pads until your palms are rooted in the mat and your elbows lift away from the floor. Press down with all the strength that you've got until you feel the muscles in and around your shoulder girdles start to light up and create some resistance. Good. Slide forward into a tabletop shape and immediately start to move your spine in every direction, remembering that the spine does flexion, it does extension, it bends from side to side, and it even rotates. So you can lower a shoulder and then the other one, or lift the hip. Like, how do we move the spine in all the directions in these warm ups? And then how do we bring the breath into it so that the movement becomes so mindful, it becomes a meditation practice in itself? And then do move into a traditional cat-cow where you're just rounding the back as you exhale. And when you inhale, you're going to lift your chin and your tailbone and stretch out through the length of your belly. Stay in your angry cat shape. Bring your throat to neutral, parallel to the floor. Lift your knees, and we're going to go from tabletop, bear, to downward dog. And you're just slowly moving through this cycle. Knees down, we disengage, we lift to downward dog. And do that one more time. So bear pose, tabletop, bear pose, downward dog. Nice. And then from here, pedal your legs out, especially for some of you, this might be your first downward dog the day or maybe the week. All right, spread your toes, Lift your hips skyward and relax your shoulders. Let them be in this overhead extension or flexion up towards and away from the body. And you're going to step to the top of your mat. Take a halfway lift and exhale, fold. Good. Stand all the way up, hands to the sky, breath in, and then hands to your heart. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, bow. Inhale, halfway lift. Plant your hands, step to a high plank. We're going to hold this position. And the holding the high plank can be with the knees down or up. Either way is awesome. Take a breath forward and then slide your heels back. Inhale forward, exhale back. Inhale forward, and lower down all the way to the mat. We're going to take some big openings in the chest. So lift your head and chest up and lower. Lift up and lower. Take your hands a little bit wider each time you lift up and each time you lower. And then slowly walk your hands back to that same positioning you arrived in. Good. And then once you're in this position, you're in King Cobra, and you're going to slowly lower and lift, finding that sweet spot where you've got height without compromising any pinching in your low back. So for some of you, you might be down here. And for others, you might be in the full expression. Really good work. Slowly lower down. You're going to push yourself up through plank pose or tabletop to downward facing dog. Take 3 breaths here. Two more. One more. Good. Make your way to the top of your mat. Halfway lift, reset, and fold. Utkatasana, strong arms, strong legs. Hands to your heart, twist to the right. And back through center, twist to the left. One more breath. Good. Back through center, stand all the way up. Hands to your heart. Inhale, salute the sun. Exhale, bow and fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Plant your hands. You can step to plank and then lower. You can jump to low plank, and you can even do a modified cat-cow. So it's totally up to you. So you're going to take a halfway lift and then choose your transition. Lift into a back bend of your choice. Downward facing dog. Lift your right leg up. Knee to your elbow. Inhale up. To your other elbow. Inhale up. Step it through. Good. Keep your back leg straight, right leg straight. Use your block if you need to. You're going to find a little bit of height, and I want you to find all the strength in both of your legs. Straight, straight, straight. Scissor them towards one another. Nice. And then bend your front knee, crescent lunge. So really good crescent lunge starts with adjusting your clothing. It's always a must. And then you're going to sit low into your hips. Bend your back knee a little bit so you can scoop the tailbone forward. Lift up through your belly, lift up through your chest and your arms. Good. Hands to the floor. Step back. Movement of choice. Left leg lifted. Knee to elbow. Inhale up to your right elbow. Inhale up. Step it through. So your feet are hip distance apart. Back heel is lifted. Left leg is straight. Both legs straight. I want you to really work on driving both of your legs straight and getting your hips neutral. So no swaying, scissoring. Good. Lunge back into your front leg. Take your arms up. Good. Hands to the floor. Step back for a movement of your choosing. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Two more. One more. Lift your left leg, breathe in. Step it through. Good. Keep your right hand on the floor, twist open. Reach, reach, reach. One more breath. Good. You're going to get up into crescent lunge, open up into warrior two. Exalted warrior, breathe in. Hands to the floor. Pivot your back heel up, scissor the legs. So straighten both legs, scissor, scissor, scissor. Option to twist. So you can use a block so you can get a deeper twist. All right, flow of choice, movement of choice. You can always take a cat cow if your breath isn't with you, or if you just prefer that variation. Lift your right leg up, step it through. Left hand stays, twist open. You can always put a block, especially on the higher setting, if you want a more balanced twist and less work in that right outer hip. Strong back leg. Lift your heel up over your toes. Reach for the sky. Good. Bring your right hand down. Open up from crescent lunge to warrior two. Exalted warrior. Good. Hands to the floor. Remembering what we're doing. You're popping your back heel up. You're in this big long lunge. Straighten the front leg. We're going to move into a twist from here. So your block can be your best friend. One more breath. Release your hand. Good. Flow of choice. Three breaths. With summer approaching and here, and the busyness of schedules arrive, these quiet pockets where we land on our mat become the anchors to our balance and mental well-being. So if you have this time and you've set it aside and you're on your mat and you're doing this practice, amazing. Good job. All right. Inhale, lift your right leg up. And step it through. Good. You're going to keep your knee low to the mat. You're going to lift your head and chest up. Good. We're going to straighten the front leg and reach forward. And you can do this with a block if you'd like the extra effort. So lift, straighten the right leg, reach. Lift, reach. Last one. So lift, 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 and reach. Good. You can place your block aside. You can bow forward. Good. We're going to come back into our high lunge, and you're going to end up in standing split. So it might be helpful to bring your right foot closer to the middle of your mat. And you might like a block here as well. So putting your hands on your block and just slowly kick ups. So you're going to rock back, kick up, rock back, kick up. And once you're in a position, you can floss. So that is opening the hip, closing the hip. Really good work on the right bum cheek. Open, close. And then you can work on the standing splits, which is really good on the left hamstring and glute muscles. Neither right or wrong, they're just different. And if you have handstand in your practice, this is a great place where you can practice your pop-ups here. Good. Step your left foot forward, right leg back, lower your knee down. So same as before. We're lifting with a big breath in. Straighten the front leg, reach forward. Inhale, lift. Exhale, reach. 3 more. 2. Last one. Reach, reach, reach. And you can place your block down. I'm going to stay in this half Hanumanasana. And as you can see, I've got my back toes curled under. You can avoid that if you'd like. One of the weirdest side effects of my surgery were fascia, plantar fasciitis in my foot. So any opportunity I have to torture myself, I take it. Good. So if you remember, we're going to end up in a standing split. So you're going to bring yourself forward, lift your back knee, slide your left leg back, about middle of the mat. You can adjust the height of your block. And the difference is going to be what you feel, the sensations in your left outer thigh, your left outer hip joint. So again, you can open and floss. And you can stay low by grabbing the ankle that's closest to your face, the one you can see. You're going to pull that ankle towards the front of the mat and kick your right leg up. I always think I have such good height, and then I see the video afterwards, and I'm like, dang, I got tight hips. Bring your right foot forward, step your left leg back. Good, and I'm going to rock back and forth. Mm. Nice. Step your right leg back. You're going to side plank. So option with the knee up or down. I'm keeping my knee down because I'm learning to rebuild my core and get a better muscle activation here. Good. Switch sides. One more. Movement of choice. Really good work. Come to the top of your mat. Halfway lift, breathe in. Exhale, fold. Stand all the way up. Hands to your heart. Breathe in the sun. Breathe in the wind. Breathe in the fire, the water, and the earth. When we remember that we are not in nature, we are nature, we feel at peace. One more breath. Release your efforts. Grab a sip of water if you'd like. And from the middle of your mat, you're going to stand. Bring all the weight into your left foot. Lift your right knee to 90. Draw your knee out to the side. And you can grab your big toe and stay here. You can attempt to straighten a leg. You can attempt to straighten it all the way. You can reach your arm, you can balance, you can fumble, you can fall. Who cares? You're at home. No one's judging you. You can lift it up high, whatever. It's yoga. Have fun with it. Okay, come back to center. You're going to twist into the other side. So use your hand, catch your right outer knee, push and pull those two contacts together. You fall. You suck at yoga, so go home. Just kidding. We all suck at it. All right. Twist open and reach your right arm back. If you want the extra balance challenge, reach both of your hands and then just all right, come back to center. Shake out your legs, and we'll move right into the other side. Good. So, right leg engaged. Lift your left leg up. Grab for your big toe mount, even your calf would work. And then draw the knee out to the side. You can reach your right arm out immediately to help you with your balance, that counterbalance. And then you can just kind of decide where you're going to go with this left leg. Maybe you kind of go halfway, half or half, halfway. Or maybe you go all the way. Maybe your balance isn't quite there. All of them, they're great. You're perfect. Back to center. Catch your outer left thigh. Push and pull, and then twist into this. Use your core muscles if you have any. And maybe you have the option to have fun with it. Good. Back to center. Shake it all off. We're going to flow it out. So inhale, arms up. Exhale, bow. Halfway lift. Movement of choice. Downward dog. Inhale, float forward. Lower down for 3, 2, 1. Forehead to the mat or onto stacked palms. All right, reach your arms alongside your torso. Palms face down, lift your head and chest, lift your legs. Good. Option to float your arms up. Short sips of breath, but resist the urge to hold it. Lower down halfway. Exhale, lift back up. Inhale, halfway down. Exhale, lift. One more time. Good. Same rules apply. Hands under your forehead. Soften from side to side. Reach your arms out in front of you. If you've got a strap, use a strap or a block. You can squeeze the block or pull the strap apart. And you can also just do this by reaching your arms out in front of you. You're just gonna lift up into this shape. If you've got a strap, you're pulling the strap apart. If you've got a block, you're squeezing the block. One more. Lower down. Relax. So back into our king cobra that we were playing around with throughout the whole class, but kind of stayed in it for a few breaths at the beginning. So straight legs, hands under your biceps. Pour some weight into your hands. You're gonna start to lift your chest. And you're gonna keep lifting, and you're finding that sweet spot where you're working, but it doesn't hurt. You don't want to hurt your low back. And then squeeze your shoulder blades together, lift your sternum up, push your hands down. Lower down. Option to do a second set, a baby cobra or full upward dog. So hands slide back a couple of inches for up dog. Spread your fingertips wide. Press down through the tops of your legs. Press down through your palms. Lift your thighs away from the floor. And then lift yourself up to downward facing dog. Pedal your legs. All right, we're going to do hero's pose or a variation of hero's pose. Uh, and I like this pose or this variation because I spend a lot of time in the gym. So my quads are always sore. So hands down, you're going to lift your bum, point your tailbone towards your knees, and then stay lifted. Press your shin bones down, lengthen your chest up and away from your hips. If ever this is too much on your knees, you can always do the same movement on your side. So same, just no pressure in the knee joints. So a couple more breaths here. All right, slowly come up and out, downward facing dog. Lift your right leg up and pigeon pose. So knee behind your wrist and lower your legs down. If you've got any gap under your right bum cheek, you might like a block, a bolster. My God, you're at home, you could get any pillow size that you want. And the goal is to play around with it until you find your hip bones pointing forward. And you can start small by just placing your hands on the floor or the block, but we are working in an upright position today. Really strong left leg, so press down through the tops of your feet, lift up through your core by engaging the abdominals when you breathe out. Good. And if you want, you can lift a little higher. Maybe you lift your arms. Nice. Slowly come all the way down. It's the one people crave the most. Sleeping variation. We'll take 3 breaths here. Coming back to this moving meditation. One more breath. Downward facing dog. You've got some props, move them aside. Lift your left leg up and then adjust your body so you've got all the shape support you need. Look back, make sure that leg is straight. You can start small. You're squeezing the thighs towards one another and then pressing down as if you're pushing away from yourself. Maybe you walk your hands back more. Maybe you take your arms up overhead. And slowly bring yourself forward and down. And try to rest something on a block. Your mat, just roll your forehead side to side. Remembering that in these busier times of the summer, you don't need a full length class, even though they're really nice to get to. Sometimes we just need 10 minutes on our mat. Or to sit in the car for 10 minutes before we go somewhere and just close eyes and breathe. And other times it's just nice to ride the energy of summer and have fun. And lift yourself upright. Downward facing dog. Good. Lower yourself to your mat. Come to the center. I'm going to take cobbler's pose. And I really think this is one of the best poses to take before you have a meditation. And slowly lift yourself up. Slide your legs away from you so that you can make a very loose shape and we can take a more passive variation. So this one is very good for the nervous system, the pressure on the forehead, the deep breaths that we feel naturally inclined to take into the back body. One of the best parts about a stillness practice is we can't run from ourselves when we're here. We can't busy ourselves to distract ourselves from what's necessary to pay attention to. This is one of the greatest techniques in yoga, is this awakening that happens when we pay attention. And we can get still long enough where we respond to life from a place of integrity rather than reactivity. One last breath here. So we are going to take a very short sit, and then we're going to finish practice off with Shavasana. So please find a tall seat. You can crisscross your legs, and lift your spine up away from your pelvic bowl. So earlier I had mentioned that we tend to feel more at peace when we remember we are nature and not in nature. Knowing the parts of you that are fiery and feisty, or as my good friend Rocio says, spicy, and trusting that that's a natural part of who you are. And remembering the part of you that's fluid and ever changing and flexible, because you have water in you and you are water. And the part of you that's dense and earthy, like tree roots wrapping around the soil. And there's this wind element that keeps us moving forward, always moving forward, never backwards. And when we acknowledge all of these elements that are within us, there's an ease, a spaciousness. And in these quiet moments, we remember who we are beyond the expectations of the world around us or the expectations we place on ourselves. And in that, we get to celebrate whoever it is that we are. In this celebration. is yoga or yoga. Take one more breath here. Blink your eyes open. Turn around and lie down onto your mat. We're going to finish off with a resting pose. Get yourself cozy. So, in the eight limbs of Ashtanga yoga, the last two limbs I always find the most fascinating, where there's this component to meditation where we have technique. So, we give the brain kind of like push ups to do, build tolerance, endurance, strength, the ability to resist our impulsive nature. And then we get to this place and we get to just be here, be in our efforts by letting all effort cease, knowing that this place is the most important thing you can be doing right now for humanity, for yourself, for your families, your communities. This. Take one more breath here. Make some movement into your fingertips and into your toes, your wrists and your ankles. Move your body in all the directions. We start and end the practice the same way. When you're ready, come into a comfortable seat. And you can rest your hands on your thighs or bring your hands to your heart and your belly or at the center of your chest in Anjali Mudra. And we thank this wonderful long day, this sunny day that shines light and it brings life and feeds our battery so that we can go out and do wonderful things in this world and helps grow plants and nourish us. We thank you. Happy solstice. And final prayer for class. Life and death are of supreme importance. Time passes swiftly and opportunity is lost. Let us awaken, awaken. Do not squander your life. Hari Om. Have a wonderful day.